We used to call that something.
It was just like we was networking with each other. So a lot of us didn't know each other from the streets. Some of us did, some of us didn't.
Yeah.
But now we're all on the streets.
Family Day, we called that.
Street shit. We're all out here doing the street shit. So why don't we network and do the street shit together? Because we just did all this shit in prison. And look how strong and powerful we was in prison. So we like shit.
Hey, remember casino? We call that Family Day, where we would all sit around and make a bowl and eat in prison, but they're supposed to, do it outside of prison, like he said, go to a park or something and grill out. It's Family Day.
Shit got too hot. Motherfuckers just couldn't leave the streets alone. Like I went back to prison. Big Tank went back to prison. Mikey went back to prison. Everybody in the pictures went back to prison.
That's crazy.
At least once.
Hey, it's some hard ass looking white dudes in there though. I like that. That's why I said not all of them. Every one of them photos that I use, every single one of them dudes look like they'll stand on business. They ain't turning no wreck down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I like that. That's why I'm like, well, I'm making this video. The shit's already on Google. Everybody knows it because you could just type it in and it's right there. I'm like, I think if anything, it's going to look good on these guys, if anything. But I wasn't really thinking that maybe some people would get feeling like, well, what if they come say something to us? But I was assuming they were probably already STG and shit. I don't know.
We're all STG. I'm pretty sure at least.
Well, we are. I'm talking about on their side.
Even though we was STG, when I seen when a motherfucker called me, they're like, bruh, get on TikTok. I'm like, bro, I ain't got TikTok downloaded, bro. What the fuck you mean you don't?
That's one of the people that probably saw it.
We're talking about y'all motherfuckers on TikTok right now.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
But he didn't say it. Now, did he say it in a bad way, or did he just say, hey, you're on this?
Nah, they just called me up. I'm excited, like, bro, they're talking about y'all on TikTok, bro.
Got you.
And I'm like, what?
That video did well, too. Somebody got it taken down. But for you to not know who I am, right, you're like, I don't know this dude. I get it.
Well, that's exactly what it was. I don't know this dude. And at first, I told my dude, I was like, shit, I'm about to say something to dude to pull down on him. And then motherfuckers was like, bro.
As you should. I mean, if you...
You're out here living normal and shit. What the fuck you gonna do that for, bro? You're out here living normal. You ain't even doing that.
And I wasn't trying to make it a disrespectful thing, but like if I'd have been on here and been like fuck C-dubs and shit like that, yeah.
When I watched it, I realized that you was just talking about some stuff. But then I got to thinking like, motherfuckers talking about things and then they say things.
Yeah, and that paranoia shit kicked in. I'm like that, bro.
At the end of the day, we was just some solid ass motherfucking white boys that was standing on what we believed in. That we wasn't no motherfucking hoes. What nobody never gonna hoe us, take none from us, or disrespect us in any type of way. And if one of us went, we was all one because he was my homie and we was from our city, and we was gonna ride to the end of the earth for you. It's got ADs and you have shit, but what about the rest of us? What about the rest of the motherfuckers that is there that ain't on that shit? And they need to have that same part of motherfucking the family and the numbers of the
right.
To keep doing what they gotta do so that way they're safe in that same environment. So
keep each other held accountable.
You know what, Brandon? And in the feds, if you're on gang time, see, you're a de facto gang member in the feds if you're an independent. Well, you're talking about
independent white boys, yeah.
You are independent. You're a gang. If you was in the feds, you're a full-fledged fucking gang member. Independents, white independents put more work in than anybody else. The more savage work than anybody else.
But I am in an organization other than that,
though. He probably missed that earlier.
I don't know what it is. They may not even recognize me, that bitch. I know there's a lot of organizations, dude, everywhere. Like in there, the AEB, ABT, AC. Of course, you have the brand, but they're mostly in the ADX. There's a few of them on the yards. Let's see here.
You're good, Crazy. Thank you for hanging out with us, Crazy.
Dirty white boys. Shit, you got DBS, you got skinheads, you got SAC. But so what happened in the feds was. Gang members were kind of calling the shots a little bit. So what happened was it happened. I believe the first spot that happened was in Pollock, Louisiana, in the penitentiary. The independents outnumber the gang members. Like you might have 3 AC dudes, 4 dirty white boys. You might have maybe 50 active gang members, if that. I mean, when you're in a penitentiary, dog, you'll walk into a unit. It's a 200-man unit. There might be 10 white dudes in there. But So what they were doing was they were calling shots for the independents. It was the brand that controlled the brand out of Cali controlled all the white people, and their soldiers were skinheads, right? So, but anyways, they got tired of it. The independents got tired of it, and they moved on all the gang members. So essentially, they're a gang member. I mean, you got a group of people knocking off gang members.
Yeah, the independents. Aaron Peeler was explaining that to me the one time. He said that's just how it is. He said the fucking you're independent because you chose not to run with these guys, but now you guys are still working out and still doing hits and shit. So of course they're gonna consider you, you know, a fucking that exact thing. It's just these ones chose not to go with the main organizations and accidentally created their own, pretty much.
Well, that's exactly what happened. So in there, you have it's split by cars, what they call cars. So let's say I'm from Missouri.
I've never been there.
I'm from Missouri, but they got me out in Cali, out in Victorville, you know, penitentiary. There might be one dude from Missouri. So there they have the Midwest car. Get the Midwest car, you know, and then you had the West Coast car. You know, like out in Cali, really you got the Cali car because you're in Cali. And then all the all the Northwest and Cali and even we call it Southwest, like Arizona and shit, all of that. They got their own cars because they got more people there, you know. But when I was in Leavenworth, I was in the Missouri car. The Missouri car had like fucking, there's a lot of white guys there. I was a median. But you had a lot of fucking people, you know what I mean? And you had a Kansas car, you had the Iowa car, and then you had the East Coast car because there wasn't very many East Coast dudes there. So you had dudes from a whole conglomeration of the Northeast, like Boston dudes. The Boston dudes, they call the shots from New Hampshire, Connecticut, all of New England, you know. But they all ride together, but. Yeah, it's fucked up. So when you walk in there, I think I might have explained it once before you. When you walk into the unit, you know, obviously these dudes, they don't roll up on you, you know, and they're going to be like, hey, man, what's up? Nice to meet you. You know, they're not going to be like aggressive, really, right? But, man, nice to meet you and shit. Look, you know, this is a rule. If you're coming from like a holding facility, not from the penitentiary, from the feds already, if you're coming down like fresh bid, they're going to tell you, hey, look, dude, we're going to go into the caseworker's office tomorrow when he's here, and we're going here together, and he's going to know what's up, and he's going to print out your face sheet and all that. It's going to tell you your charges and how much time you got. That's it, you know. And, I mean, the case manager, he knows what's up. He's going to hand that paper straight to the, you know, I mean, he ain't going to hand it to the dude who...
Right, he's going to hand it to the guy that wants to see it.
Yeah, so they're very much involved in the politics, you know. So let's say you know, your paperwork's good, you know, you're on deck. As soon as you arrive, you know what I'm saying? There might be some people that are new, just not as new as you, and they're on deck. You might have 5 dudes that are on deck, and it's going to go in order, you know, but when you're on deck, what's going to happen is, what typically happens, the most common one is, a white guy's running up decks with other races. Okay. You know, it happens, bro. And, so, you know, if the dude owes us Serenos, $1,000 or whatever it might be, you know, they're going to ask for the money. Dude's fucking him. He's paying other people. So they're going to get political. They're going to go to the speaker, wherever this guy's from. Maybe it's the Missouri speaker. Maybe it's the East Coast. You know, tell him, hey, look, man, this dude needs to pay me. You know, and let's say you don't pay. You know what I'm saying? So one, maybe 3, or 2, maybe 3 dudes are going to jump this guy. Typically, they jump him on the yard because the guards, they don't get mad as fuck. If you know, the guard that has your unit, if you hit a dude in that unit while the yard's open, they take it personally because they got to do paperwork. But most spots, everybody gets hit on the yard, you know?
Yeah.
And, that's fucked up, man. So, yeah, they're full-fledged fucking gang members, bro. You know, they're the most ruthless gang.
Hey, do they consider them STG? Like, they'll be like, oh, you're independent. Like, staff will say that?
No, absolutely. They call them independents, but they don't consider them, you know, STG.
Okay,
you know?
okay. So it's kind of like a loophole for that because a lot of people know, like me and him, the 3 that we were in here first are all STG. We know that'll actually stop you from getting certain jobs, like the chow hall. They have the option to fire you. Like, oh, I didn't know you were STG because they don't want you in here.
Transferred and all that, you know?
Yeah, there's so many things that it stops.
The job they tried to put you in when I was in prison, not a motherfucking soul want to work in the chow hall.
Yeah, you said they forced you to. Lancaster is the only prison that does that still to this day.
Work in the chow hall, unless you do a motherfucker that can get you a porter job. You was in the chow hall.
Hey, Lancaster to this day is the only prison in Ohio I know that forces you to work for 90 days. And I got there, I'm like, wait, what do you mean? I'm a porter, and
I was mad as fuck.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a porter, and I'd eventually would get a job in a chow hall when I chose to, when I felt like it. Once I got comfortable, I'd go, all right, you know, my money's slowing down, I'm bored, I'll go work in a chow hall and make a bunch of money. not being forced to. Once them telling me like you have to go down there for 90 days, I'm like, it just hit different, bro. Like I'm like, ain't nobody telling me to go work.
They made you go there for 90 days, and the only motherfuckers that didn't get to go to the chow hall was if they had spring. That was the only way you didn't go to the chow hall for 90 days.
Believe in love.
And really, they was doing me wrong, and I found out they was doing me wrong because I was going to school too. I got my GED.
Oh yeah, that's a job.
Yeah, and they had me working in the chow hall at the same time. And once I found that out, I had to get up out of there.
Yep. You're like, wait, I don't gotta be in here to do this. But it's kind of good because it passes time. You can make money. I was eating good working in the chow hall. I liked working in the chow hall. Plus, especially through Trinity. Like if those 3 prisons in Ohio we have that are private, Lake Erie, NAOCC, and North Central, you make $47. Hey, Amy, thank you. You make $47 a month, bro. That's not counting anything you take out of there and go back to the block and say, hey, I got these hot dogs. Give me $5, shit like that. That's $50 a month. $18 a month is what you get in all the other prisons, which ain't shit.
They gave you $50 a month in state pay?
Yeah, through Trinity.
You didn't even have to have a job there.
What was it?
They just paid you state pay.
Did you get state pay though?
Hell yeah, I got state pay.
What was it back in them days? Like 18 still or more?
Well, I think 18 was the max you could get. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy how they do that, bro? How did they get away with paying you that much money to work in the chow hall, bro? Like, or any job for that matter. I mean, it's pennies. But when you look at the commissary, I'm like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Because see, from what I noticed, everything I bought in prison compared to out here was dirt cheap. You go into commissary, you can make $25 turn into a decent hefty bag. But out here, you go to the grocery store with $25, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, no, but you can get a fat ass bag of chips for like $1 something at first, before COVID at least.
Yeah, back in the day, it was like 20 cents a soup, 25 cents a soup, or whatever. It went up to that for a while, and then it was cheap as fuck. I remember.
Anybody else wants to
we used to drink the fuck out of them coffee. Boy, we used to buy them Fagos when we used at Lancaster in the bottles, and then when you went everywhere else, they didn't have that shit.
Lake Erie's the only one I've ever seen.
Eventually, though.
Lake Erie still got them.
At DCI, I was geeked to get there because I bought a horror shit because my people lived way down in Kentucky by Lake Cumberland and shit. So I used that to get me a horror ship from Lancaster to DCI. And that was like the only time that me and my brother-in-law was separated. It was for like 6 months. I went to DCI without him. And then he came down there on a hard ship later because he had got in trouble. And back then, when you got in trouble, they stopped your fucking hardships.
Did you say DCI?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Wait, you talking about the old Dayton gang? DCI's the female shit now. Did they used to do that for dudes?
Yeah. Right, that used to be a man's prison.
I didn't know that.
Pre-release was a man's prison.
Oh, that's why Casino said that.
Minimum.
Okay.
And they let us sign up to go over there. I was never ever, like I told you, I was never supposed to have any type of minimum security clearance. Never. I had 2 kidnappings, a robbery, and a burglary, and 4 gun specs. I was never supposed to see that prison yard.
Yeah, they fucked up.
They fucked up. Hell yeah, they fucked up. We was over that motherfucker fooling.
Having your way.
It was just a sweet. It was just a sweet there, bro. I mean, the COs was all moving shit. It was crazy, bro. When I say it was fucking wide open, it was wide.
Hey, that's why Casino said how about that, because that must have been a while ago. I never knew that either. I knew the females got Marysville level 2 open dorm, and they got female DCI level 3.
After we left there, because we fucked that whole prison up.
The females get in trouble is when they go there. That's the back girls prison. Thank you, Katrina. Amy would probably be there. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking bunch of motherfucking been down through there.
Amy, you would what they're talking about. I was just joking, but if you're a female and you go to Marysville, it's an open dorm, and if you get in trouble, they send you to fucking level 3 Dayton. And a lot of the females want to go there because they got girlfriends and they got privacy because it's rooms. And I used to hear about all kind of crazy shit from fucking pen pals. And I've had staff come on here and be like, they seen the craziest shit in Dayton.
Yeah, but they say DCI get active on the female side.
It does.
They did the most DCI. That was probably the longest time I had in prison.
Before it turned into that?
When I say we had a blast in prison, we had a fucking blast in prison.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
We was doing the most.
I made a break, y'all. I got some wraps and shit right here. My girl wanted. We went to the grocery store and made another break. It's the first or the second time, maybe third in 2 years. So I ain't doing it all like that. But
I'll never eat another ramen noodle.
I said that too, and I stuck to that for a long time. My girl wanted me to show her how we do it, so I did.
Yeah, but you can eat.
What you made?
We literally made. Yeah, we've been eating way better than fuck the breaks, but we did it again for this couple times. We just mixed like meat and a couple fish packets with the noodles. We fried the noodles, put some rice, we got some wraps, different squeezed cheese. Just really a plain Jane with corn chips. Just like average as fuck. Huh?
A noodle?
We fried ramen.
Bro, that's not what it's called.
Yeah.
A soup?
A soup, right. We fried them. Right. Hey, but like right now I'm reheating it and it smells that same smell you would get in the block. You know how you walk by like the microwaves and get like that kind of fish smell from the mackerel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You say you eat them things now with the MREs now, so you eat them motherfuckers for about 10 years and you ain't going to eat no more of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, it ain't def. Hey, look at these wraps though. Look. That's a wrap, bro. That ain't no little ass wrap. That's like a big ass wrap. Fill that bitch up. Where's the squeezed cheese or where's that cheese at?
On the counter.
Hey, but I've been home for 2 years, and the first time I did it was about 6 months I was home, or 8 months when we had that video go viral?
Yeah, but
6 to 8 months home, and then I agreed to do it. She asked me like the first day home.
I'll tell you what I did do though, Packy. The first time I got out of prison, I made a Foxy in a gallon jug, and we filled that motherfucker up with vodka. We was driving around drinking
a real Foxy.
Because I always used to sit in prison and be like, bro, this shit would be live with some liquor with it.
Yeah.
This shit would be live.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I got pictures of us walking around literally with Price Hill with a gallon jug of Foxy with fucking.
Hell yeah.
And we was riding around drinking the shit out of that for like a month. We was drinking Foxys and vodka. Motherfuckers thought we was crazy.
Casino.
That's an invite straight to the toilet.
Casino.
Foxy?
Hey, look.
You about to make a Foxy coat on?
Look, no, I ain't gonna do that with this, but I was just showing y'all that we grabbed these, and she said, "What kind should I get?" And there was all these other flavors. I said, "Well, this is the food box one," and she was like, "What?" But this, they had they had Skittles and Jolly Ranchers in the food box, but the ones you bought on the commissary were like Weilers, and what was the other one? Kool-Aid.
Damn, what was the other one?
Kool-Aid was a brand. Weilers was.
Sometimes High C.
What was that one he said?
Sometimes you get the High C one.
Right, but the two main ones that everybody would stare at in the catalog, like, oh, I'm getting one of those, was Skittles and Jolly Rancher.
When I was there, they sold the bags of Kool-Aid, so you could buy the real bags of Kool-Aid.
I only seen that at, I think, Lancaster. They had the bags of like grape and different types, and you would scoop it, but it was like a big bag.
Even when I got the lab, they was selling us the bags that was like in the chow hall that was in the silver bags.
Hell yeah!
Are you talking about the fusions or whatever they called?
It was just like the chow hall Kool-Aid, bro. It was just like a mixed powder.
Yeah, mixture, but it was like a brand.
Like the little package?
No, he's saying it was a pouch. It was a bag.
Oh, I thought you meant like the little pouches you get in the hole.
No, this is like you zip the bag open and you reach in and get a scoop. You know what I'm saying? They had that in my county jail.
But they had the ones that was in silver bags that you had to tear the bag open and you just scoop Kool-Aid out of it too and pour it out. We just poured it out.
Yeah,
you can eyeball a Foxy.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie, we used to fuck them bitches up with that Faygo. We used to make them with so many different flavors of that shit.
When it comes to wine, I like Faygo for that.
Melt down about 50 Jolly Ranchers in that motherfucker and be out there wired off coffee and Kool-Aid, rolling around the yard smoking Black and Miles and shit.
Oh yeah.
Because I was there when they took the tobacco out. That was one of the biggest promos in the world ever. When
they throw a 16th in the eyeball.
I was there. They said,
me and you was notorious for that, bro.
We're about to limit everything y'all can buy on tobacco, bro. We was buying tobacco on everybody's name that we could buy it on. And we was stacking it. I quit smoking. And I smoked every day for my whole life. I quit smoking because I knew how much money I was going to make.
Hey, that's discipline right there. Bro, Casino, me and you was some 16th having motherfucker, bro. We was every day we was like, come on, let's go put a 16th in the spoon. All right.
And you used to look out for me sometimes.
I know. I appreciate you for that, bro, because I was just feeling bad earlier.
A year after they took it out of the prison, you was still allowed to have it if you had a receipt for the tobacco. So motherfuckers was just using the same can of tobacco to keep their tobacco in and just keep reselling it all the way till that time was gone. They was selling them bitches for $100 a pouch at first. It started off as that, $100 a pouch, and that shit went to like $400. It was crazy.
Yeah, because they banned it.
Yeah, and then I went to Kentucky, and them motherfuckers banned it over there when I was over there too. That's the craziest shit ever. I was like, ain't that about a bitch?
Casino, I
remember you used to always double me up.
I know, that was our thing. Remember, that's what I should have said earlier, but I didn't want to put it out there and make myself look like I was trying to pat myself on the back. But I would double him up.
Double me up. If I gave you something, you would always come back though with like
double. Absolutely, that was my thing. So if I'd be like, hey, can I please get an 8th today? But my girl ain't gonna send money till Wednesday. He'd be like, all right, here, boom. It'd be like a Monday. Come Wednesday, I buy a strip. I pull up like, remember what I get an 8th? Here goes a quarter. Boom. That was what we had. You know, that was my way of showing you that I appreciated you and shit. You know.
Hell yeah.
Because I was down bad. I didn't want to wait till Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do all that.
And another thing, Packy, these motherfuckers on here trolling you, bro, don't even worry about the motherfuckers, bro. That's just a hating ass motherfucker. Because I know if a motherfucker got on here and troll me, I just know a bitch ass motherfucker ain't gonna walk up to my face and never say nothing disrespectful.
Right. It's always online.
I'll be in the first cop car that's rolling past.
Now look, I don't want to. I respect that 100% because you're right. I gotta look at it like that, and I don't want to have to keep bringing it up. But that shit with Cody, that's kind of how it was. He was on live going, you're mad. I said, all right. I got in the car and then I drove down there, bro. He was living. He was living 2 miles from, or 2 blocks. My bad. 2.4 miles from my house. I drove by. I took a video. He said, I'm going to go to the cops. And then that's when I fell back. But I'm just trying to show that you can act how you want online. But when I drove down by your house and everybody said, hey, Packy just drove past your house, my homie screen recorded it. And he was on camera going like this, looking at the thing going, I'm going to the cops. You know what I'm saying? So don't act nothing online, bro.
And that's what most motherfuckers will do. But see, that's the crazy shit. See, I still live by the code of the streets that I can't be on that bullshit, do all this bullshit. You know.
I don't want to be promoting that, so I get it.
Like when life's fucked up, motherfuckers gotta realize that motherfuckers be out here, they don't know what a motherfucker's going through, what type of stresses.
And you're right. I was going through some shit mentally,
bro. Some motherfuckers been out for longer, some motherfuckers are just getting out, but you still have a certain mentality. Like
yeah,
you can never
and I don't want that no more.
You can never take all that prison shit out of you. You can never take all the streets out of you. You're always gonna have
a little bit
of that inside of you. That a motherfucker got to know that shit can still come out of a motherfucker.
Yes, absolutely. And see, he
ain't gonna like the consequences of it. I probably ain't gonna like the consequences of it neither.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, you gonna respect my motherfucking name.
Now,
respect me.
When it comes to that,
then they're gonna have to see me.
He had a lot of people telling me like he's a civilian. I'm a civilian too. Maybe I should change my mindset because I had to quit drinking because I've been in 2 fights since I've been home, both from drinking. I say this all the time, but it's true. I quit drinking on April 5th. I didn't wake up in the morning and be like, yep, I'm a grown man. I'm going to go get into a fight today. They both were because I was drinking. Somebody said something. I said something. We got to punching each other. That's just what it is. But so I cut the drinking out. Okay, boom, that's done. But then you got shit like where I'm sober dealing with shit like the Cody thing. I could have dealt with that a lot more mature. But you're right. In my mind, I'm like, man, he disrespected me right now online. Plus, he offended me a couple times. Then he pissed off my daughter. Then he robbed 2 of my homies for money. So when it all boiled down to, I'm like, I'm not going to sit back and let this dude be the way he wants online, laughing and pointing at the camera saying, you're mad. all right, well now I'm gonna come down there to your house. Like that's how I felt. But now I'm regretting it because for all I know right now the cops could be watching this, being like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He really might have really went and did that. I don't know.
The cops really ain't pressed about no shit like that, bro. They're not looking for shit like that. Bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Way more shit to worry about. I promise you wouldn't know cops where I live at come show up at my motherfucking house.
Over a misdemeanor fight.
Yeah.
Hey, Amy, it wants me to remove you, but I ain't gonna do it.
So now the law is that they don't see it. The law is that they don't see you do it. They can't do shit about it. They can't do shit about it.
And we live
get you for is a threat or slander.
Right. We live so close to each other. I was already driving past his house. I just happened to film driving home. You know what I'm saying? Like big deal.
But yeah, you gotta understand, bro. Listen, the main thing that I've learned, bro, when I get angry sometimes, bro, and be ready to move out and go back to my old ways and shit, bro. And the best thing that I found is that God that I think about. I talk to God when I get like that. Like I just need you to take control. To just and when I talk to myself and talk to God at the same time, it gives me a relief.
I like that.
Down a little bit, it's making me stop and think. And
I like that a lot.
I learned to use. And then it makes me think about I got my kids I got to worry about. I don't want to go back. I don't want to put them through that shit because they're little and I done already had to put my other kids through it that are older.
Followed you back.
And watch them cry on visitations and shit for me to come home with them and I couldn't. And shit like that. It just it makes a motherfucker think a little bit different.
So you feel like God is guiding you.
You got kids. You gotta
exactly.
You got something to worry about. Live more careful when these motherfuckers sitting up there and all they can do is perk and talk about some shit some other motherfuckers did.
Absolutely.
They was in prison and was living on the coattails of somebody else, just trying to survive. Yeah, we're gonna put you down so you can give us some tattoos on me. Yeah, we'll protect you. We'll let you be part of the clique.
I can't say who, but we had a CO come on here and tell us. I'll tell you right now, he's lying.
That's what my homies been doing now. They've been putting motherfuckers down to have numbers. They be putting motherfuckers down because they got money. They be putting motherfuckers down because a motherfucker got the pack. They be doing all kinds of shit.
Yep, that's true.
That shit waters down your shit in the end. It makes you look bad. Like I catch that shit all the time. Like damn, I be seeing motherfuckers from my own city on there talking shit to each other like, yeah, you motherfuckers this and you motherfuckers that. And I'm thinking like, damn, we're gonna try to label all of us because of what a couple motherfuckers.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, when I see you after you said that shit, just keep that same fucking energy when I catch your ass.
Fuck yeah, especially online. No, that's crazy.
And that's the biggest reason why I didn't want to fuck with the day niggas when I was locked up, because I'm gonna go home and be beefing with you same niggas, but the G's is like I'm fucking with y'all in here, but nigga, I'm gonna go home and I'm still gonna be fucking with the G's. So like, why would I want to be fucking with y'all in there?
Well, you gotta think about like that too. That's what I used to tell motherfuckers too. When they used to say when that's one of the things.
My bad if you guys are still in here. I didn't see these comments. I didn't think nobody was over here. Gunner and BW, what up? I got TikTok going where I have 4 guests on right now. So we're kind of just doing an open discussion about prison politics in Ohio. But I'm watching the comments, so I still see it.
And your ass, I'm gonna pay for that because I did what? Because I wrote for you that you ain't from where I'm from and you ain't gonna come ride for me when it's time.
Yeah, shit. You gotta understand. I'm glad you know that, bro. Like you're smart enough to see it. You ain't gonna forget that shit, right?
But I can say right now that I can get on the phone right now and make a phone call to any of my homeboys, whether I'm right or wrong, they're gonna come. And no matter what the fuck we've done each other, they're gonna come. And at the end of the day, we still love each other and we still respect each other and we still got each other's back, regardless of what we're going through in life. Any of the homies that ever really call me up and say, hey, bro,
Maximus.
I need you to help me, bro. I'm gonna come out. They can call me up and say, hey,
get some water. Get some water.
My crib and do some shit with my kids is that I'm gonna be the first car strapped up. I don't know where they're at. Like, let's fucking get it. And sometimes you want to look at that shit and be like, man, this shit. That's why I had to fall a lot like I did in life. Instead of trying to take control of some shit and push my homies to keep pushing yourself out in a predicament.
12. If you're interested in doing something like what me and Jay did, let me know. I'll tell you where to download if you want to do your own interview. Try to help you become a content creator. Let me know.
You wouldn't approve of in the first place, and you just gotta learn when it's your time to stand up for what you gotta stand up for. You know, but I still have problems at the end of the day. Like I got upset when the motherfucker called me and was like, "This guy's pushing your shit out there, business out there on Facebook."
Your part of you felt like it was supposed to.
And then it wasn't even just you though. I found like 50 motherfuckers doing this shit. I'm like, this shit is wild, bro.
Especially coming from being Max.
The only thing I can think about is who the fuck gave them all these pictures.
I can see that. No, I can see why that would happen. No, I definitely agree with the initial response. It makes sense, especially like you just said. It's like riding a bike, being in prison, the aggression, the mindset. You're like, the first thing you're gonna go to is, are they being disrespectful? Where'd they get it? Why are they doing it? What's the motive? Like, I get all that. What's up, Sam? I'm glad it's gone now. I'm gonna have to go to the other platforms, but I think what's his name got that shit taken down.
But shit, I ain't nobody. But like now, ain't nobody pressed about it. Motherfuckers, you know, a lot of the homies like that shit. They like that shit. That's why I see homies in here following you. Because
okay.
About it. You see what I'm saying?
I get it. So
motherfuckers like that you represent them, but at the same time, they're not in the position that I'm in. Because when they go back and look at all them write-ups in the gang files
and them original people,
they're gonna come for me, and they're gonna come for my motherfucking people that I love and care about, and that's what they're gonna come get. They're not gonna come get these motherfuckers that are in prison calling the shots now. They're not gonna come get these motherfuckers that was doing this other shit. They're gonna come get me. They're gonna come get my brother. They're my brothers, my motherfucking brother-in-laws, my motherfucking homies, and shit like that. The ones that ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you know.
I just found out
thing to talk about this shit like this.
I don't want you to ever, don't feel obligated. If you ever want to cut something off right where it's at, be like, no, I don't feel comfortable. But I just saw something about the Rico thing. There was a dude in federal prison, and his gang organization was being charged with some shit where every single crime, robbery, and unaliving on the streets, they were also being charged with it in prison. Like literally, like he's in his jail cell doing nothing, but then there's another robbery and another unaliving that's connected to them. They were charging the guys in the feds, and they were racking up, and they gave some of them life sentences. But it's because he was already wrapped up in that RICO Act for already having his own case, his own charges, that they were able to connect to that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I want to get that off my name, bro. I don't be out here living like that. A lot of people don't live for growth and development. They really just want to be a part of something, or they want to be on some violence. So when it all boils down to is, if they ever tried some shit like that, I've even considered getting my ink covered up, but I still haven't done it. It's been like, I've been home for 2 years, and I even kept it on me at the end of my bill.
What's your part of when you consider that is it's a way bigger organization, and they're already done clapped the heads of the main shit.
You're right. Yours is more personal.
They're gonna get the motherfuckers who they believe over top of you.
Absolutely.
In your area. They're not gonna come for you specifically.
Absolutely, you're right. Yours, it's like
done a crime.
Yeah, you're right.
Who are you asking, Pat?
Yours is like a more where you come from.
Hey, what's homie's name that's on here with you? That's a G too.
Oh, Casino. Dro or Casino.
You know a motherfucker named June from your city?
No, I don't know.
Amy, you was talking to me or something? That's like asked me that.
He probably an older dude.
Yeah, he's older. He was in prison with me for manslaughter. He killed a motherfucker that was trying to kill him, and they gave him 5. And then I think they killed him or tried to kill him when he got out.
BW, if you want to.
I know they killed Baby O up there in Dayton after he got out.
How long ago was that?
Shit, that was Baby O died probably about 5 years ago, but I don't know if
What's up, Sam?
died or what. I know they was trying to kill him when he got out.
Oh yeah, see, I'm only 24. I just got out, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, you were youngin', bro. You were youngin'. I remember that. You were young enough to still be good, like have your whole future ahead of you, but old enough and grown enough from all the shit you've been through. So you're like, you're young, but you're kind of like very seasoned. You know what I'm saying, for the shit. being young. You were one of the youngest people in the level 3, I think, at that time. You were what, like 20 when we met?
Let me see. Damn. How old was I? When I first got down, I was 18, and I just did almost 5.
When I met you, you would have been like 20 or 21, right? 19, 20?
I was.
Amy,
I
what
got
was you
out when I
saying?
was what, 22, almost 23.
Hey y'all, and Amy, was you saying past life was telling me that? They said where you come from. What'd you mean? Where you come from?
Where you come home from? So you would have been what, Lebanon? But like, I don't know who they're asking.
I don't either. That's what you were asking me.
I left from Lebanon once, and I left from Warren once. If you're asking me, I left from Warren and left.
And I went home from Trumbull Walls, but I was also at Leb and a lot of other places. Where you from, Pack? I'm from Warren, Ohio, Warren City, which is Youngstown, not the county. I'm in Trumbull County, Warren City, which is Youngstown area. Because if I don't say it like that, people would think I'm from Warren County. They'd be like, "Oh, I've been there. I know where that's at." No, that's Lebanon, Ohio. That's a whole southern.
I thought you was from it first too, till I watched shit a couple times.
Because Warren City's the northern. I'm up by Youngstown, Cleveland, and Akron. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, I know where that's at. Wasn't Trumbull damn near by Warren?
Yeah, Trumbull's is 5 minutes from my house. Yeah, I just drove past like a couple days ago and took a nighttime video and put like an eerie ass scary song in the background. It's only a couple videos over from this, and you can see
shit going on in Warren.
You can see the lights.
I hate driving past the prison, bro. I go out that way sometimes, be working and shit, and I be hate driving past the prisons.
You talk about Warren County or Warren City? Where I'm at? Where I'm at, it's fucked up.
City.
Yeah, no,
it looks like fucked up and like
it's bad up
like
here.
Slums, but like it don't look like it's got shit.
It don't. Like, there ain't nothing going on. It's abandoned factories, abandoned houses, and people are all strung out. And that's it, bro. It's like it's bad. Where I live at, they call it Area 51. We've been here for like 20 months or 18 months, and there's been 7 shootings outside our house because we live across the street from this bar. And I actually got security footage of like, because my house is covered in it. So I waited like a year for everything to die down. And then I blurred out all the shit. Like I took a blur and put a blur over the screen like this. So you can't see, but you just hear like all the chaos, like shootouts, the cars, the tires squealing, people screaming, the cops pulling up. One of them, you hear somebody pulling up saying, "Get the fuck down on the ground," because they were undercover and they had a security. Some dude came out and popped some dude. And it's just crazy. So I'm, but I would never show that without blurring it out because any of the people or the cars. And like I said, I waited like a year. So I try to take every precaution I could, but it's crazy ass content. Nobody could ever get involved though, because you can't even tell who the fuck's there or what's going on. You knew what's his name? Legit. West V.
Yeah, that was my dog.
My bad, I had to show them a video. Cyrax is in Akron. Clyde, are you probably gone by now?
Yeah, Will's my motherfucking dog. I love him to death, boy. That's my motherfucking homie.
Hey, you was asking about the podcast thing. There's an example. Somebody on YouTube just hopped on my live and said, "Hey, I came here from Jay Williams. I just wanted to check you out. Good to see you, whatever. But that's another person that came to follow me on YouTube because they saw the video with him. You know what I'm saying?
I said, "What's up?"
That's why it's good to do shit like that. Yeah, he's saying Matt, he KF too. Yeah, they know your homie, you're saying?
So y'all asking me to know my motherfucker named Will from the west side of Columbus.
Hey, did you ever hear about the case from Cincinnati where the dude that did something to somebody right by one of the halfway houses, but supposedly he was involved with some other shit? You heard about that?
That happened when I was in the halfway house.
No, this is old.
I was in the VOA.
This one's old. It happened by the VOA, I think, and this was from the 90s. It happened, but they supposedly said they call him Baby G or no G Baby, but there was another dude that something happened involving a baby and a kid, and they found out that the baby had the disease, that starts with a G. I guess I can say it, but it's just sickening, bro. And they started calling him Baby that, you know what I'm saying? Gonorrhea, bro. Think about how sick that is. And these motherfuckers let this dude live. They let this dude live, but I guess he got to go from prison to prison because once people find out who he is and why they called him Baby G. Now the other one is G Baby. They're both from Cincinnati. G Baby did something to somebody by the VOA, and he's just doing life. The other dude is Baby G.
I know a nigga named G Baby though. He's short as fuck. He didn't look like Lil Wayne.
Yep, that was my bunkie for a while at Lake Erie, and then he rode to Lebanon. I rode to Lancaster, and then eventually leveled up and went to Lebanon, and then I seen him again. So he was my bunkie, and then I caught up with him. He was cool.
Did you ever go to Ross?
I never did. Him?
Yeah, him.
I don't know.
G Baby nigga.
I'm not sure, but I know he said he was sick of everybody confusing him with the other one, because you got Baby G and G Baby. G Baby was cool.
He looked like Lil Wayne though.
Yeah, he was like short, little skinny kind of dude. Yeah, like kind of looked like Lil Wayne. Yeah, kind of real loud all the time, like always real kind of like loud and aggressive and joking around.
Yeah, he got life.
Yeah, yep, that's him. But like I said, they were calling the other one Baby G because the G stood for gonorrhea. So people called him that. That's a sick fucking situation. And then imagine that being your nickname for the rest of your life. And every time people figure out who you are, they want to whack you.
Yeah, that's some foul shit.
Julie's coming in too, y'all. She knows a lot about this shit from used to be a CEO. Hey, I saw you
just spreading around gonorrhea.
Huh?
You said just spreading around gonorrhea?
Well, it was some sick shit because he was watching his girlfriend's kid, and they couldn't understand why the baby was sick. And then that's why I said this is very sick. Viewer discretion advised. They said the kid had that in its mouth, bro. And I wish they would have just fucking unalived that dude, bro. Like, so it's not very many ways that can happen. Think about that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't never seen too many motherfucking SOs walk the yard. Never gonna tell.
Yeah, I mean, I heard he was having a hard time. Like, they'd figure out who he was, they'd beat the fuck out of him, take his shit, and then he would ride somewhere else and then get a couple months until they figured it out. But at this point, he'd been locked up like 20 years, so he probably been to every prison.
The only time motherfuckers ever got to stay on the yard is they was getting extorted. And they only got to stay on the yard for a couple store days, and then they was
get washed up, get used up, and get the fuck out of here, right?
Hey, was you at hold on, I'm about to turn my camera on.
I was wondering why, like, people would anytime they would want to be under protection and really think that nobody was gonna let nothing happen to them. But there was a couple times that I, like, you know what I mean? They'd be like paying, but then when something would really happen, we wouldn't actually go protect them. But then there was times that I saw shit like that where people would be like, "No, leave him alone. He's with us."
They literally paid us protection, so the pack was so easy to come into DCI. They was literally driving past the cars and throwing it over the fence, especially at Montgomery Free Release because they only had one fence instead of two. Really, in DCI, they was coming up through the woods in between the fences and slinging that shit over there. But so they used to pay us to walk them with their pack back to the dorm. So all the doves would come out on the yard. We would walk up to where the pack was at. The motherfucker would go grab the pack. It'd be a tennis ball or a fucking old Kool-Aid jug that they had because they used to sell them jugs of Kool-Aid too. Mm-hmm. And so motherfucker would be throwing anything that we would have in the yard. They would throw that type of shit over the fence so it didn't look out of place. And motherfucking, we would walk the motherfuckers back to the dorm. And I swear, as soon as we let them open their door, they would not make it back in this.
Hold on.
Motherfuckers would be whacking them and taking.
Yeah, absolutely, because it was so easy. I
remember we almost got into it with Dave Black News one time because of it. They was like, "Bruh, we're taking their pack." I'm like, "Bruh, you ain't taking shit until after we're done with them." Because they're paying me to make sure they get back to this block, and they're gonna get back to this fucking block.
Because they had their
pack. That's all I can tell you. We're all going to the motherfucking hole today. And I don't give a fuck to sit in the hole. So
I'm black, so I can say this. Fuck those N-words.
Hey, bro, I fuck with you, bro. You're funny. You was always, man.
And they was salty because they used to always be like, "Damn, bro, that's fucked up, KY. That's fucked up, Tank. Y'all gonna get involved in some shit that ain't got shit to do with you." But we're like, shit, that money's got shit to do with it.
Bro. It got sent. Yeah, the money's there, right. That's Casino. That's why I always looked at you like really like my bro, because you don't look at shit like that. You never looked at shit like that. Hey, and it won't let you bring your.
It won't let me.
It's because you got to go live 3 times for 30 minutes by yourself, 3 different times. Like, not this doesn't count. You got to sit on live for an hour and a half, but you got to end it. The 30 minutes end it, 30 minutes end it, 30 minutes, and then it live.
It's 30 minutes total. So I just did 30 minutes the first time, and then the next 2 days just hopped on for like a minute each.
Really? Okay, JB was telling me it made him do an hour and a half.
You have to spread it over 3 days.
Okay, well, there it is.
And then they'll let you come on live.
So it's 3 days. Okay, because JB's like, man, they made me do 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. But I don't know. So if she's explaining it, so now you'll know. So at least do it for 3 days in a row, and then next time it'll let you come on for at least a minute.
All right, man. I'm going to go live whenever I go to sleep then.
There you go. Yeah, as long as you're getting the time frame, you're good. But you know what sucks about that is after like an hour, it makes you do this puzzle piece. And there's this guy who's been live for 4 years straight. Like, he has never ended his live. He has an alarm set on his phones, and when that alarm goes off, he wakes up to do the puzzle piece. And if you don't know what that is, it makes you drag across to fit the puzzle, so it knows you're not a robot, that you're a human being.
Oh, you're talking about like one of them things.
Yeah,
like
that's it's just
look somebody up on the jail website or something. It does a little thing and says prove you're not a robot.
Yeah, that's all it is. TikTok does that like every 2 hours maybe or an hour. I hate it. Like earlier it did it when I had to, and that's when Johnny was on saying I hate that because he has a hard time seeing because he's legally blind. Because of DRC not fucking giving him his medication. That's some crazy shit. They pretty much let him go blind.
Shit.
Julie, what's up? We got Amy, Julie in here. Roman's in here, but he got his thing. Mike, Casino, and Brandon.
Hello.
Hola. What's up? Cliff's in here.
Guys, tap the screen. You guys are all slacking.
But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can tell you some crazy ass stories from prison, bro. They don't deserve to be what they are or what they are.
Okay, I thought that was somebody else, Dro. I got that. I was like, that's not G, baby. But okay.
But I ain't gonna lie, I seen some wild ass crazy shit. I think it froze
real. You come home. Yeah, I bet you have, man. Like back when when you started, this is what I was gonna ask you. Did they have cameras in the dorms? Did they have cameras up yet or what?
Yeah, they had cameras. They had cameras in the dorms and every prison I was at. Lancaster.
Even back then, like 07.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they had cameras.
But now it wasn't like 1 or 2 in the block though, right? They weren't super very good.
They had them on like one on each corner, like the angle corners where they could see like down the streets.
Okay. And I heard they used to wipe them with Vaseline with a broom. Is that true?
I mean, I never seen nobody fuck with the cameras. Most motherfuckers really didn't give a fuck about the cameras. Right. Honestly,
when I was at Richland, they said that they did that shit.
If you went to fight in the back or if you went to fight in the bathroom, there you was gonna get caught no matter what because the CO's fucking booth is right in the middle of the bathroom. They could see in the bathroom and on both sides of the block.
That's how Lake Erie is.
I was gonna say that when I was a CO at TCI, and I worked down at the camp. My desk, the bathroom sat right behind it, and it was just glass. So, I could turn around and look in there.
That's how Lake Erie set up. I never was in the camp, but I didn't know you worked down there too, Julie.
Well,
That's cool.
Lab and Warren, you could get in the cell and beat a motherfucker.
Leb don't give a fuck. They encourage that shit. Thank you, let's say, what's up, handsome?
Shit, I'm lucky I even made it out of prison, bro. I almost got killed a couple times in that motherfucker.
That shit's scary, man.
The Muslims almost got me one time, and my homie Monster from Cincinnati saved me.
Is it a big ass dude? Big ass dude named Monster?
Big black dude from Cincinnati from North Fairmount shit.
Now the dude, was he mixed, like real light, like almost looks Italian? Or no?
He was black.
Okay, no, because I met a dude named Monster that was mixed, I think, was like white, black, and Puerto Rican. He almost looked like Italian, but he was like his hands were like massive. They called him Monster. Yeah, that is crazy, man.
Yeah, he saved me a warrant for getting stabbed, and then motherfucker was about to ice pick me too. He was about to ice pick my ass because I was in the cell with this old school black dude when I first got there. And I went to chat with the homies where my brother-in-law, Stephen Earl, was there. He brought my brother-in-law in, but he was my homie. He was the first person I ever made a dub on Warren's Yard. Me and him was the only 2 dubs on Warren's Yard, the first 2 ever to be on that prison compound. And he was the first one to ever get passed up on the yard, period. And I left him with the exact patch that I got done on my stomach. He got done on him, and I left it with him to patch up who he wanted to patch up. And fucking the crazy shit is, though, dude, I go to chow. I come back from chow breakfast, and my whole cell was covered in shit. Dudes in there covered in shit. And he'd been down for years, and they said he done, like, back when he first started his time, he was doing a life sentence. They was like, yeah, that dude's some rape motherfucking dudes and everything. Oh, and I just had got the one, and I just got out from doing 11 and a half months, and the whole time I'd been there for 2 days. It's on my second day.
Right, and at that point, you just wanted
to cell that night with dude. In the morning, I went for breakfast. I came back, this dude was, the whole cell was just shit everywhere. I was like, bro, listen, one of us is going out of this motherfucker.
Right, we ain't sleeping in here together.
So guess what? You're going to have to go somewhere, or I'm going to have to hurt you. The other dude tried to defend him. I was like, bitch, you can get it too. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But not knowing that dude was a Muslim at the time, shit, them motherfuckers was ready to get my ass, boy.
I bet.
But luckily, I had some homeboys on the yard, because that's before we was big or even had numbers like that. And literally, I thought that day I was going to die.
Yeah. Muslims don't play.
I wasn't going to live in that cell no more with a dude like that. So one of us had to go. But shit, the CO was like, shit. They was cool as fuck, because that's a block where I was getting blazed on at the end. They're like, shit, we got you. Don't even worry about it. What cell you want to go into? And so they put me in the cell with one of my homies. I just kicked it, fucking chilling, living the life of that motherfucker.
Hey, was Leb like that? Was Leb STG moves real big when you were there, where they would purposely try to put you in there with one of your own guys? That's how it was when I was at there.
So when I first went to Lab, they put me in a cell with somebody from my city, but he wasn't a dub.
Right.
But he was from my city.
And they could have did that on purpose.
Then the next time when I went to the hole for beating up one of the homies, they put me in a cell with a dude who was the ticket man. I can't remember what the fuck his name is, but he was the ticket man. And he was real and good with Red Dog, the head of the AD at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was there. It was like the head of the ADs over the whole state. And Red Bone or something like that. I think it was Red Bone or Red Dog or some shit like that. He was an old school cat.
Gotcha.
Who had been down for like years, but he was like the head of all the ADs. And he was his like nephew or some shit like that. And I was in the cell with him for a minute, and then they was moving us because of the asbestos. They was cleaning out asbestos out of the block. And I think I was in B that time. And I went to the hole, I came back to B, and they put me in a different cell. So I went from the first range to the third range. And
yeah, a lot of people ain't hip to that third range.
And then I went, and then they moved us because of asbestos. So they took us down to like J. John or some shit like that from B. And so I was on that side first. And then they took us down to that side, and we ain't been out of our cells all day. Well, my homeboy, Moo Moo, was the phone porter, and he was my plug. On the boy on the streets. So, you know, me and him was already close before I got to prison, because that was my plug on the age, and we was running around making money together. So when I got there, he's the phone porter. I'm like, shit, bro, I need to use the phone and call my people. And we just got moved, and nobody got to use the phone yet. He's like, shit, you're next. Well, dude was he was STG from a different shit. I think he was either a Heartless Felon or Blood. I can't remember which one, but they was deep as fuck at that time down there too. And I was like, shit. I was like, you must not know who the fuck I am, bro, because I'm not hearing none of your shit. I'm not scared of you, and we're gonna fight. We can go ahead and fight right now before we even get to the phone, bro. We can fight for the phone right now. If you whoop me, you can have it. But if we're gonna fight for it. And then dude said something. I said, because I promise you, I'm gonna fuck you up on this phone. And that's when I was sitting there, and my dude was like, it's your time to get on the phone, bro. So when I went to go get on the phone, dude sucker punched me from behind. That's all it took. I started beating the fuck out of dude. The police came up. I didn't stop. They sprayed me with the mace, but when they sprayed me with the mace, I had some shit on me. I was like, fuck this. So I ran, dipped from them, and went to my cell. The sergeant was chasing me. They already hosed me once. And so I ran and flushed the pack down the toilet, and then as soon as I turned around, they was right there again. They sprayed me.
Oh, that hurts my heart to hear that, bro. People don't know that type of pain.
With the mace, they lacerated my retinas. But I already beat the fuck out of the dude, and they shit. I was like, shit. By that time, I was done fucked all the way around. They done sprayed me twice.
I don't know what you're
saying. They lacerated my retinas. Them motherfuckers drugged me to the hole. Because I was like, shit, I ain't walking nowhere. Y'all motherfuckers, I can't see nothing. So they just grabbed me in the handcuffs and drugged me down the hallway to medical.
I heard bad things about medical back in them days at Lebanon.
I remember being in the hole fucked up, dude, because I still had mace on me. And when I got in, the only COs that was even cool was the ones in the hole. And they're like, don't take that fucking shower.
Don't take the shower. It will reactivate.
Don't take the shower.
Bro,
don't take the shower.
I fucked up one time and did that.
Here's all the bag milks from breakfast. Start using them to wipe your skin off with these paper towels. They gave me a big ass stack of paper towels. I remember for 2 weeks, bro. No bullshit. I sat in the hole for 2 weeks. And the whole 2 weeks, I had fucking mace coming out my eyes. Every morning I'd wake up, I'd have to take a wet rag and reactivate the mace to unseal my eyelids.
Oh.
And dried shut from mace for 2 weeks straight.
Hey, I watched Andy Lang freak out at TCI getting in there, coming in covered in it and getting in the shower. I said, don't do that. You know that'll reactivate it. He goes, I know, but I got to get it off me. And we had a shower right in the cell. And he hopped right in there, bro. He tried, he took it like a G. He came out. He was like, bro, I got to get this shit off me. So he was already burning. He's like, I'm already fucking burning, bro. I can't see shit. He's like, hand me this, hand me that. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even barely open his eye.
The first time I ever had to mace somebody, I felt bad as fuck. Yeah, it was some young dude in 14 East. He had stolen from an old dude. Well, the old dude, he wasn't going to take it. He splashed him with 190 water. And they started fighting, and I just pulled out my mace. I didn't realize. I started spraying. I lit both of them up. But the dude with the 190 water, he got that, then he got maced. He was fucked up.
That was bad. That was.
But I was the cool CO, so when he came back, he's like, man, Murphy, he fucked up. I was
like, from what I could tell and what I've heard, it seems like people like you.
Because ever since then, bro, I ain't been able to see very. Like, I got to wear glasses just to read.
Oh, talking about Johnny?
You're
referring to Johnny earlier?
That made me think. That's what made me think about that whole situation when he said he got blinded from prison. And that shit fucked me up, bro. Like, I was going to sue. I was going to try to sue him and shit.
That makes sense. Hey, y'all, so real quick, somebody, I feel you. That's why I asked Johnny if he did. This Alice person said, I'm a domestic violence survivor. I was married to a cop who turned detective for 18 years. So, yes, I'm always interested in people's stories. I'm just listening. So people over on YouTube, they can't see y'all. They're just fucking still hearing your story and shit. Just letting you know. Yeah, that's crazy that you had your vision fucked with. We're also referring to Johnny, who lost about most of it. I think 60% or more of his eyesight. You heard he just said he used to wake up and his eyes were glued shut. Like, that shit's dangerous. Especially the fox spray, or what is it? They got...
Fuck yeah. The OC, the Fox spray.
The Fox and OC sprays what they had back then.
I think them are the same two they got.
They got the foam and all of that. That foam ain't no hoe.
Oh, yeah, they do got foam. I forgot.
The foam shit. Point blank, bro. I'm talking about the pressure of the motherfucking spray is what lacerated my retinas. That's how close they was when they sprayed me. And I was already handcuffed and everything when they hit me.
Oh, so thinking about that, it got inside the cut, you would imagine.
Dude, it's lacerated like it literally, like I had to go every day to medical. And that motherfucking, they had to give me all kinds of antibiotics and shit for my eyes. That was like gel. I had to take this gel and just rub it on my eyelid and then blink my eye. And then it would just, I couldn't even see out my eye. It would just all be cloudy for the rest of the day. After I put that shit in for like 6 months. Even after I left prison, I had to use that shit for like 6 months.
That's deep. This girl just said, I lived with corruption, so I get it. Talking about her ex, bro. Said he was a cop turned detective for 18 years. See, imagine there's people watching these videos or even just random people catching us talking about this who have their own life and their own story. But I'm always like looking for people that want to do what we're doing, like talk. It's creating content. Even though we're just vibing, people are popping on watching it. We're literally creating living breathing content as we go. But
I got 46 motherfuckers been on here,
Damn, I keep forgetting that it shows you. So you got your own people watching on your live?
46, yeah.
And does it show you too, Casino, how many people are live? Or you too, Julie?
You got 39.
39.
Those aren't the people watching you. Those are gifts that people have given you in this
Oh,
live.
yeah, my bad, bro. Earlier when you said that, I didn't know to tell you. So that's why I was so confused. The only way you can have your own people watching is if you're co-hosting. But if you're on a guest box, then you're being watched by those people's people. But you're seeing right now it's 11 people watching, but you're also showing your people you're live. So if they go to your profile, it'll have a red ring around your name and say you're live. But it's only 11. Okay, I see why you thought that. Earlier it had a 6 up there. Or whatever. Yeah, okay.
You start off at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, you're like, damn, it's building up. Nah, my bad, man. That would be cool though, because that'd be dope to have each person. But you see, like earlier when you came on, when Johnny was on, I can't see who's watching his side and he can't see who's watching my side because he was live, like went to his own profile, went live, and then we co-hosted. Boom. That's completely different than joining on somebody's live. Now you're just a guest. You see what I'm saying? Any of you guys could go live right now and co-host with me, and now you're getting credit for being live. Like Casino, if you wanted to do that, it would get your 30 minutes out the way, but I don't know.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
You could be live, and then it will make you co-host. But I also want to I don't know if it lets you co-host your very first live, right? Your very first time going live, I don't think it lets you co-host, so you got to do that all on your own. It's something everybody got to do. Like Amy said, it doesn't got to be a whole 30 minutes. I hope she's right about that.
She is, because I just got my live privileges within the last 2 weeks.
So you've done it too.
And I think like the one day I did 15 minutes. The other day I did like 15 minutes. Live. I broke it up.
Okay, and then that makes sense. So when I started it was different, and when JB started it was different. But I bet you the new update, it's the new update. They changed that shit. Chief, what up? What's up, Broseph? This is very wild. Yeah, man. Johnny Depp, what's up? Oh, Johnny Depp, I loved your movies. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's cool. Sometimes people make famous people as their names. And Chief, yeah, we're breaking it down. So people who've been in Ohio prisons, we got 1 ex-CO and 2 ex-convicts plus me. So it's 3 convicts and 1 ex-CO was in here talking. I mean, people definitely on YouTube are saying this is very interesting.
But dude, I mean, this wild ass shit I seen in prison, bro. I remember at Lancaster, I watched dude get his eyeball knocked out of his head, bro. That was some wild shit too. I was getting a Bengal helmet tattooed on my chest. My dude Lonnie was out of place. He was up at F2. He lived in F1. We came up the back doors. Up, you know how they had that? We had our own rec yards and shit on Lancaster. They had their own little rec yard. At night, you could go out smoking and shit. So we come out the back. He came out the back door. He comes out the back door. We're in there shooting. We're on the other side from where we live at another homie's rack because we got the 6.5s and shit watching out, and they're chilling. So I'm getting this Bengal helmet shot on me, and all I hear is some shit sound like a fucking shotgun went off. All I heard was boom. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I was like, it's time for us to go, bro. We got to get the fuck out of here.
That don't sound right.
And I got a fresh tattoo. Yeah. I swear, as I tapped to turn down the aisle, dude's standing there walking with his eyeball in his hand, and he's holding it, his dangling out his eye socket. I was like, dude, what
he hit him with?
Just happened there. With the locks.
Oh,
he had fucking 3 locks on a belt. Oh. And he hit him with the locks, and they wasn't inside of no sock or nothing. So when he hit him with the locks, the motherfuckers exploded. Boom!
Yeah, I've been in there. Mansfield. You're talking about the old Mansfield Reformatory. I've been in there before. That's where they filmed Shawshank Redemption, the movie. I did time at Richland, so I walked that yard. But I walked the yard that used to be those prisoners' yard, but then they separated it and they made the building a castle for tourists. So yeah, I was there. I was there. Look, I was there in 2010. Okay, and I was standing there watching all the people who were doing time in Richland. And I remember thinking, man, that would fucking suck to be over there, right? And then 8 years later, I was in that same prison looking out at the families looking into us. And it was like a full circle ass moment. I was like, I had actual deja vu. Like, I legit had all my friends that were standing there talking to me, and I was looking out the window in the dorm. I had an actual deja vu moment where I could like visualize myself standing in the parking lot with my family looking in. You see what I'm saying? It was fucked up. Full circle moment where I realized that I messed up.
And that motherfucker got tired of that shit, and that dude went to sleep, and all I got woke up with thump, 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 and I looked over from my rack, and it was literally right across, like 3 racks down from me, right across from me. And dude, little bitty dude was just beating the fuck out of dude with that metal locker box tray, and I swear he was hitting him, and you could just see the gashes every time he hit him. You see the gas open up on his face. And he knocked him out. And woke him back up like 5 times, hitting with that metal fucking locker box tray. Bro, hey, after that night, I never went to sleep again at night unless somebody was awake.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
We took turns sleeping for like 3 months after that.
Yeah, we used to shadow each other like that. Katie, you talking about Sean Clemens or what, Sean?
Open Doors was the craziest
shit.
Yeah,
it get like that.
Way more dangerous. I don't give a fuck what nobody
says.
Yeah,
that building ain't going nowhere.
Open Dorm is 10 times more dangerous than any level.
Yeah, Open Dorm is dangerous as fuck. I used to hate that, bro. What, like, that's what, oh, Sean Riley. No.
But there was also more bitch ass shit going on.
I'm gonna tell you something in a second.
At the same time.
There was a lot more bullshit going on. There was a lot more bullshit going on. A lot of motherfucking more stealing and shit like that. But
bro, when you got problems going on,
There's like a different level of respect at level 3.
Yes, when I was in Lake Erie, had all them issues, bro.
They play for keeps off the top. You know, you might fight it at level 2.
I would sleep with a lock wrapped around the fucking thing on my wrist, bro, with my arm under my pillow like this when I had a bunch of shit going on with our guys. They're like whispering about whacking me. Like every day I'm walking thinking today's the day. Like I could just sense it. I'm hearing rumors. Like I'm like, man, any day now they're all going to turn on me, right? Because I had a lot of shit going on. Like they were all mad at me. And then I got people who I owe money to. So I got my own guys feeling like they're about to hurt me. Then I got a couple like lifers and shit that they want to do something. Bro, in the dorm, that shit was scary. Severe CD. I would sleep with my arm under with the net bag with a lock, and then sometimes I'd have like a bed spring in my pants, like right, you know how you can fold it in your boxers, like a bed spring. Sharpen the bed spring, put a little sheet around the end, maybe it's about like this long, and I would fold that in my boxers, go to sleep, but I would have my arm under my pillow so that if someone started punching on me and I come out, this thing's wrapped around your wrist. So you take a net bag, well, you guys know, but you take a net bag like this and you cut a hole through the tip like this right here. See how that hole is right there? Your wrist would go through that. But then you take the lock and you put it through that. And now you just tie the bitch to your wrist so that, and then you can actually go as far as setting the lock right on your wrist like that. Boom. Put a rubber band around it. Put your coat on, and now you're free like this. You look normal, but no one knows you got a padlock rubber band to your fucking wrist. And if you give it like a good thing, because the lock is so much heavier than the rubber band, it's just gonna break free. So it's like you got like your fucking Spider-Man or some shit. It's like your superpower, dude. Like for real, that shit's crazy.
I can't believe you never heard about that motherfucker escaping from Lancaster, bro.
That's nuts. Like no, that's some crazy shit.
That was on the news. Dude literally got over the razor wire, bro. Like, you know, on the rec yard, he climbed the fence on the rec yard where all the fucking rocks was that were breaking your ankle. Where
they're there so that if you fall, you're gonna break your fucking.
They had 10 rolls of razor wire up the fence on both fences, bro. He made it over all that shit.
And then escaped in a cop car. Now he must have seen that cop car sitting there.
He stole a guard's personal car.
So what? He just happened to have his keys in that bitch?
Motherfucker left his keys out in the fucking car in the parking lot thinking it was safe because he's at work.
Now look, when he did this, was he being chased or he did it on some sneaky shit?
No, they didn't even know he was gone until count time, bro.
Oh, so that's how he got away with it. Bro, he literally walked right in the parking lot. That might be the most interesting story I might ever do, bro. I'm going to try to make a video about that.
He literally did it because his bitch was cheating on him. And he found out about it.
Babe,
he had like a year
you hearing this?
He only had like a year left. He up to like 5 or 8 more years to escape and shit.
Hey, that's why I'm telling you, this is fucking crazy. Look, this dude was in prison and found out his bitch was cheating on him, so he escaped and jumped the fence and stole the CO's car and went. Didn't you say he unalived her?
What? No, he went to Columbus to get her. That's how they busted him. He went to Columbus to get her, and they just waited at her house
because they knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
They knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah, they listened to his phone conversation. They knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. Where he was.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. Yeah, I'm engaged and shit though.
Say what? Funny as fuck, because I was literally about to do the same thing you just did.
If that's what you were saying. We're used to, yeah. I see. I think somebody was not understanding 100% until I said that, because someone else, you know, I have people who just find me and they might not necessarily know, and I think somebody was watching and was saying, like, figuring out where I was, and then once I said babe, it made them say never mind. You know what I'm saying? But I respect that. I was just I don't really, like, I let that be known, you know what I mean? But people don't watch to know enough. Sometimes people just find you, they don't know what you got going on in your life. What's up, Mikey? Yeah, I think that's what it is. No disrespect to them or nobody.
My kids are sleeping upstairs. They're wore the fuck out. They're ready to go out and play in the snow. We got like 4 or 5 inches of snow today, so.
Okay, they were talking about the old Mansfield walls. Oh yeah, they were playing in the snow. Yeah.
I was saying because like whenever he was talking about like his girl cheated or whatever,
yeah,
I was like, baby, you heard that?
That's why I'm saying
like that's a warning.
Oh, I just said it. I thought it was funny because when I first came home, I was a paranoid motherfucker and I thought a bunch of weird shit was going on. And we sat down and had all these conversations, and she told me some truthful things about like while I was incarcerated and we were separated, things that she didn't actually have to tell me. But it was cool and I respected it. But then for a while, what it actually did was made me start being real paranoid. And I was not probably like the greatest person to be with. Like my first 6 months home, I was just weirded out, man. But then the shit went away and it ain't like that no more. So I thought it was funny to say that to her, like, because she would get a kick. Like she just smirked at me when I said it pretty much. And then this and I was
I didn't know all that.
I thought you're good. And I thought you meant. It don't matter. Yeah, we're both kind of just confused.
Yeah, see, I was just making a joke, like...
Right. Like you hear that, babe? You better watch out. Right.
The funniest shit, though, is when y'all said y'all bought a DVD player, dude. Listen, we was at...
you stole it.
We was at DCI. My brother-in-law bought a VCR with, like, 10 porno tapes with it. Like, VCR tapes, bro. And he was renting that motherfucker out. But I remember the motherfuckers did the caseworker left. And quit the job, and they hit that motherfucker and took the coffee pot. We had a coffee pot in the cell, right? And we got and so when we played basketball, if you won the basketball tournaments, you could get the gym to use it. They would buy you some shit with the recreational fund for winning the championship and shit. So we won the championship in basketball and had these motherfuckers buy us coffee filters and percolating coffee and shit for this coffee pot that we stole from the COs and had in our cell. And these motherfuckers literally gave us, we got a title made up for this bitch and everything. They never sold fucking coffee pots in prison ever.
That's crazy.
We was fooling, bro. I mean, it was crazy.
That's a real convict.
The COs would come in at night. They would rent out to the inmates. They would rent out camcorders with pornos on them for the inmates to watch them. Bro, it was the craziest shit, dude.
That sounds crazy. Yeah, I'm about to read it, Katie.
They had the studio at DCI. My friends record their own music, make beats and shit.
Hey, hold on, YouTube. I gotta grab something here. Yeah, that sounds fucking crazy.
Oh, it was love, bro. They had the best visitation out of any of them.
I don't know what the one that says deleted. Hold on.
You're gonna bring us some facts too, bro. And it's going down. So that's what we ended up getting hit up for was extortion, mass other crazy shit. That's when they put us in the G file. Is when they busted us for all that shit and they put us in the hole for the 11.5 months.
That sounds crazy.
We was wild.
Hey, did you guys? You wouldn't know, but Julie would know. That kid Sean Riley that everybody's asking. I'm not gonna say all the other part, but he was with the one who held his girl captive. Okay, a quick story. He held his girl captive. Supposedly, he cut her face The cops came. He wouldn't let them leave. He's holding them hostage because whatever Danielle did to him. Then he went to prison for football numbers, right? They gave him like 47 years. Well,
No, he's never coming home.
okay, same thing. I don't think he got life though, but he got a certain amount. That's such a high number. He ain't coming home. He did that. Boom. And then while I'm in prison, she's living next to Danielle and talking, and this bitch was trifling, right? And she tried to get me to cheat on her, and I wouldn't do it. And it was because one day she left and went inside, and my mom was trying to put money on my phone, and Danielle hopped on the phone and goes, hey, I'm gonna help her do it for you, 1, 2, boom, boom, whatever. Then she goes, oh, by the way, if you want, I'll hit you up on JPay. Well, she ended up hitting me up on JPay, but a while later, me and her separated. So for like the first few days, I was entertaining it, but I planned on telling her, which I did. Like I called home. She answers. I said, hey, what are you doing right now? And this is kind of crazy. She goes, oh, I'm in the car with Danielle. I said, oh, well, good. Let me tell you something. I want to show you something. I said, I just want to show you how easy it is to have fake friends and not be able to trust people and this and that. I said, I need to show you something. So I got on the thing. I showed her on like my tablet and this and that. And she was like, oh, yeah. So she fucking was like, hit the brakes and made her get out and walk all the way down Elm Road. But it all started because she thought she was going to like holler at me. And this is the girl hanging out with my girl. Like, I don't care if we're broke up, which at that time, I'm trying to remember if we were together. I don't think we were together, were we? You were living next to my mom. She had a whole nother boyfriend and all type of shit. But the fact of the matter was that I'm not going to disrespect the mother of my children. And we've been together off and on since we were 15. It ain't like some other female that I'm just messing with on some single shit. And then it's her friend. All right, well, I don't give a fuck about that. But it's not, I'm not going to do that to her. You know what I'm saying? Out of all people, she done gave me about to be 4 kids next week. And she held me down for the longest time. I got all these memories with her. I just wanted to prove to her how fake people are, bro. And that's his girl, Sean Riley, Katie, who you're talking about. That's the girl that they had babies. That's why she got that scar across her face. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think if I know them.
Look, he gets out 8/9/2084. See, I told you, babe, he got an outdate. It's just a far outdate. Yeah, and I'm not going to show them the message unless you want me to, but really that's just me like embarrassing and slandering him. But she just messaged me a message that he sent her, and it's very strange. Like, Katie. So, you know, Katie's on here in the chat, and she said you still talk to Sean Riley. I never talked to Sean Riley, but
JB's trying to get you to add him, bro.
Oh shit. Hey JB, bro, it's a door fee, bro. All right, I'll let you slide this time, bro, but you owe me $5. No, I'm just fucking with you. JB's like one of my hosts on here, y'all. Me, him, and Amy usually do this shit together. And Julie been on here a lot too lately. What up, brother?
Glad somebody pays attention. Shit.
Hey, I didn't see it.
Are you gonna show us everybody's like mugshots to show us who he is?
Yeah, it doesn't give you like no real notification. It's just this little fucking thing at the bottom of the screen. They should have something come across up here.
It's big on mine though, because it rolls across your whole face.
What is?
all the writing goes across the whole face.
The writing? No, I'm talking about if someone requests to come in, it doesn't come across the screen.
He just said it in the text. That's how I see it.
Oh, got you. Hey. Okay, got you. Yeah, that part. I wasn't reading the comments because I was telling that story. Got you. So yeah, you guys might not all know each other. I know you and Julie do. Brandon, been in here a while, and Casino. That's one of the guys. Actually, if you want to, I was gonna say explain. He was, you know, Brandon too. I don't know. You don't really look at that life like that no more. You used to be folks and then created the C-Dubs, but now you're just kind of doing your own thing, right? Because JB is too.
I've been free for 9 years, bro. Just doing my thing for my kids and my family.
Absolutely.
You know?
I respect
I'm
that.
still who I am. I still represent what I am. Bro.
That's why I was asking you. Okay. I've known JB since middle school.
The C-Dubs?
Yeah, me and
part of it, yeah. They were the ones that.
Cool. I had a lot of them in TCI. I had a lot of C-Dubs.
Danielle was just trying to get with Katie's husband.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, she's.
I am what I am, and what I'm not, I'll never be.
Yeah, JB. That's why I was telling him because I know because he said Brandon explained that, and then Casino, me and him was in TCI together, and that's definitely one of the guys right there, bro. Definitely outstanding.
He
member.
was in TCI.
Yeah, Casino.
Plenty much, G-Ball.
Wait, did he just say what I think he just said?
Yeah.
Never too much.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you. That's why I was introducing you guys. And Julie, yeah, he was there, but not when you was there, because he was there when I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why Hogue said he thought he recognized him. Hogue's or his voice. Hogue's was there while me and him was there, so he probably does remember him.
Well, yeah, I'm like one of the only black niggas that sound white like this.
Alice, what's up?
She said she don't miss hearing C-Dub on every phone call.
Yeah, I bet. I don't miss hearing. Yeah, I know. That's funny. Hey, see, we used to talk to Katie on the phone, Katie and Lauren, and every day when I was separated from Monique mostly. And they would text money and send money for us, and I'd call them and be like, hey, somebody's about to call you or they're about to send you this money. Let me know if you got it. Remember that? Them was the days, but it wasn't always good days. There was some bad ones and some good ones. I got to say, my woman held me down the most out of everybody, but during the time when we broke up for like 2 years out of my 7 years, then I had Katie and Lauren kind of filling that void of like me calling home and not having somebody to talk to, because at the time she had a boyfriend. And I would only call to talk to my kids. But I'll give her that. She'd still answer the phone and be like, here's the kids. And then that was it. You know what I'm saying? I would get Katie to hop in here if they would want to, but I don't think she wants to.
Oh, that poop ass nigga? He looks like a poop.
Who?
One time. Yep, that sounds like a motherfucker.
You talking about in the comments?
What, man?
Oh, buddy from, I guess he's in OSP or whatever.
Why, you went and looked him up?
Of course I was going to look him up.
Yeah, exactly. What?
Forgot about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely weird. He's a strange individual. I know that, Sean. He tried to holler at Monique, too. I called home. He found out. Now, I feel bad about that. Now, he found out that I talked to Danielle and I set her up to tell Monique. But then she told him, right, and she did that. We weren't together, so I felt bad that he felt bad. Like, I'm over here going home. I don't give a fuck. But she was sitting there talking to him, entertaining it. But, like, mind you, we weren't together. You know, I read it. She showed me it. She actually showed me the conversation, which was pretty an average, normal conversation. But her job was to tell him, hey, my dude, we ain't even together, but he still went out of his way to show me that your girl is trying to get him to fuck her, and that's my friend. Well, now I'm showing you who you don't know who your wife is. You see what I'm saying? So it was like an all-around drama thing, bro. Like, I'm showing her, she's showing him. Danielle's just in the middle trying to fuck everybody. Hey, and then Katie just said that she just tried to do it with her dude. I don't care if she's seeing this. I don't give a fuck if someone sees it and tells her. I ain't worried about that. I wasn't trying to get no disease anyways. I feel like she's the type that would probably do that.
She fucked somebody in the apartment for drugs and then claimed he raped her.
What'd you say, Brandon?
When keeping it real goes wrong. I said, if you're keeping it real, what the fuck can they say? I said, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, bro. You heard what she just said? My girl said when they were living to get one apartment from each other, she messed with some dude and then said that he did you know what to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, people are wild. Oh, and then there was another time that I was feeling bad. Monique don't remember. I don't understand how you don't remember this. I remember calling home. They were taking Z's, which that is exactly probably what it is. And she was crying a little bit one day saying Danielle brought all this drama where they came in my house with pew-pews and was looking for... You told me, okay, then it might have been just Danielle, but I called home and you were all stressed out. This bitch brought all this drama. Yeah, she robbed some dude. It was her house. You weren't there? Was you there or not there? Okay, well, you told me on the phone like you were. I remember, and it had me all stressed out. that Danielle and Monique lived one apartment away from each other, and supposedly they gave this dude some counterfeit money, and he came in with a thing saying, "I want my fucking money," and grabbing Danielle by her hair and shit. Maybe you weren't in there. Maybe
she did that on her own.
Okay, well, I understood it as you were there. Like, I thought I remembered you saying you were there. But even one house over, apartment over, my kids are there, and this is happening within like a fucking 40 feet radius of where my kids sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm in prison hearing this shit, and the first thing I'm thinking is, damn, this chick don't do nothing but cause drama.
I'm glad my first time down, bro. I didn't have that kids to worry about. And I didn't even find out about my oldest son until he was 8. I was in Kentucky prison. I already done been locked up for like 4 years. I done been in Ohio prison.
Okay, Julie.
And I found out about a kid when I was in prison. Motherfucker tried to send me some paperwork one time and be like, "Oh yeah, sign these all these medical information because we're about to adopt out this kid." And I wrote these motherfuckers back like, "Motherfucker, I ain't got no kid. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about." And they sent me a DNA, made me take a DNA test. It was my kid. I fought the motherfuckers to the end for that kid, boy, from prison.
You really, at first, you wasn't sure, huh?
Hell no, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even know about it.
So more or less, you just messed with some chick and she ended up pregnant.
So, yep, I was down at Lake Cumberland partying and fucking slept with some married chick, and she told her husband it was his kid for 8 years or whatever it was until they took him to CPS, and she ran off to Detroit or something with some dude and left her husband and her kids, and then he ended up in foster care and with one of his aunts, and then ended up with one of his cousins that actually lived where I live at, and that was the craziest shit ever. That he ended up living up where I live at with his mom's cousin, and they was the ones trying to adopt him. And so for the longest time, I fought him though.
Yeah, cool.
And then he told me they was letting him come see me in prison and shit. So it was like the first time I was getting to see him and shit. And it really had me fucked up in my head because I was like, damn, I got a kid I didn't even know about. I done this whole motherfucking life. And he done been going through all this hard ass shit that I could have let him avoid all that shit. So I was like, shit, I wanted to go live with my family. And so I was going to fight him.
Hey, I'm going to get back on here. I got a Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram too. PackyVisionsTV. Same name. Stay safe, stay free, stay blessed. I'm saying anybody who's seeing this that wants to watch our other prison content, now you know where to find me.
He wants to stay there with his sister. And I think that's what